Okay, you're welcome back to the platform. We are here for all of us. Now, I want to look at the figures of speech in the poem Raiders of the Treasure Trove. And from here, we are going to look at instances of these speech figures as found in the poem. So, in Raiders of Treasure Trove, Professor Osomo deploys good meaning highlighting speech figures, namely biblical allusion, metaphor, pun, sarcasm, symbolism, synodicy, personification, and the rhetorical question. And let's get going and see what we have here with the instances. The first one is biblical allusion, and this is the import of the following lines, line 9 and 23. In line 9, I quote, Heavens on earth, your destination. Line 22, I quote, My destination is heaven on earth. When you look at this very well, you see that the biblical allusion connotes paradise. The destination of everyone is paradise, which means long life, eternal life. So the biblical allusion underscores the message tip that cheerfulness is an agent of long life. That is why doctors also said, always put a smile on your face. It is believed that whoever does that will have a prolonged life, actually, only if it is not time for God to say, Come, I'm your creator. But it is believed that when you smile a lot, that prevents your face from quickly getting wrinkled and some other things, and that is cheerfulness actually. That is that about biblical allusion as found in the poem, and the next is a metaphor. Almost all the lines of the poem exhibit a piece of metaphor. In line 3, the word here, as found in line 3, is a metaphor piece which connotes on earth, as the phrase, another one, sails up streams in line 4, also elicits a metaphor piece which also implies to achieve good health for long life. Sails up streams. Another one is seen in line 9. The phrasal verbs blot out is a metaphor meaning killed completely. As this concluding phrase of the same line 9, the brief is also a metaphor meaning life, whereas the extended metaphor soul generated by the two-sum pieces of a metaphor demonstrates anger as destructive to life. I hope this is clear. Also, another one in line 15, we have the phrase toxic film. Toxic film. This is also a metaphor piece that means killer breath or destruction. Like another word that we have, storms, in the poem is also a piece of metaphor for confusion. We have another clause there, I quote, ruin big far behind. That is from the poem's line 21. And this is also a piece of metaphor implying bad history record, a bad historical record. So this is all about metaphor as we have it or have them in the poem. And next is the case of a pun, that is playing on words. This can be found in line 13 of the poem. We have the clause, rage drags rags after you. Rage drags rags after you from line 13 of the poem. This shows the case of pun in the poem, and the pun demonstrates that anger commonly breeds loneliness and people's avoidance. When you get angry too much, people will avoid the person, and that can actually lead to being lonely. I hope this is clear. Another one is the case of a sarcasm. This is also in line 12 from what I just said. The clause, rage is thief. Rage is thief from line 13 of the poem is also a piece of sarcasm that defines anger as a contraindication of long life. I hope this is clear. Next is the case of symbolism. In English language use, the phrase treasure-trove is a fixed collocation meaning something very precious. Hence, it is a piece of symbolism for life. Of course, life is the most precious matter to any man on earth. I don't know about you, but as for me, it is. The next is the case of synecdoche. The use of the words head and mind in lines 18 and 20 is an example of synecdoche. Now from line 18, I quote, breaking around, not upon your head. 20. As you think, so you feel, watch your mind. Those are the two instances of lines where we have the case of synecdoche. So this synecdoche implies the confusion that anger can cause. The confusion that anger can cause in human being, that is, anger can project an angry man as somebody already affected in the mental faculty. That is what it simply means. And next is the case of a personification. This refers to a poetic device that gives human attributes to an inanimate or object or animal or abstract qualities. So this device is predominantly used in stanza 2 of the poem, particularly 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15 lines of the poem, where rage is portrayed as a raider who is capable of stripping man of life, a thief who steals laughter, sweetness, and joy from a man, and also an enemy of calmness. Rage is also personified when the persona says that it spreads toxic fumes everywhere and drags rags after you. Hence, rage is imbued with human attributes, that is, given human attributes to rage, which is non-human, as it relates the destructive feats achieved by rage, while providing the reader with a vivid image of such destruction. I hope this is clear as well. And lastly, on the list, we have rhetorical question. In lines 1, 2, 3, and 21 of the poem, the poet makes use of rhetorical questions to suggest the philosophical stance of the poem. It is a question asked not for the answer, but for the effect it creates in every mind. It is used for emphatic effects and is thought-provoking. These are the instances. But what can we, pardon, but what can be worthy of your life? But what can be worthy of your life is the question asked in the poem. So also, what dearer than the gems of your dreams? The reason you are here. Can ruin lag behind? Those are the instances of, so in relation to the poem, The first two questions place emphasis on the value of life and purpose of existence, while the last one dictates the fact that destruction accompanies rage. So this is all about the figures of speech as we have them in the poem. As usual, I'll be glad when I have more subscribers and viewers and more people on the channel visiting the channel. As you are there, we are here for all of us. Thank you for being there. Remain safe.